This Lord is going to give the same instruction in 6th chapter, that our spine must be straight, where maximum energy flow happens. Let us bring our mind in the present moment. This is the sadhana, this is the effort we have to constantly do. Let us let go all the past regrets, experiences, keeping the learnings. Let us let go all future anxieties, present tension and confusions. Whenever the mind goes in past and future, let us bring consciously in the present where our hands are and what we are doing. Let us smile in our mind. Those people whose cameras are off, we can smile. Let us keep our mind cheerful, body still, and chant loudly so that all lingering thoughts vanish. Om. Om. Om.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gajananam Bhutaganaati Sevitam कवित्तजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम् सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा अखण्डमण्डलाकारम् व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुः च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं
Hari Om. Thank you, Lata Rajshekar ji. So we are doing Bhagavad Gita summary, chapter 1. Arjun is confused, and confusion is one of the greatest suffering at a deeper level. What to do, what not to do is a big suffering at a deeper level, because mind becomes restless and action becomes distracted. That happened due to identity crisis. Arjun forgot who was he, what is his role, goal, situation. Immediately the solution Lord gave was self-knowledge. Who are you? Brahma Vidya, Atmatnyan. Third chapter, he told how to act, where you can purify the mind, and this self-knowledge you can abide in. Actually, the whole topic is over, but Lord, out of grace, in the fourth chapter, told Arjun that this self-knowledge, because this is a very important aspect that many people do not think that there is something beyond this world, something beyond this body, something beyond this mind. There is something which cannot be tasted, smelled, touched. There is something which is not tangible by our senses, our mind, our intellect. And that is this Brahma Gyan, Atma. There is some consciousness. And to prove and give the validity, he told, this is not a cooked up theory by me. This I started when this creation was made. I gave a manual for this creation. Whenever any new thing comes, a manual comes with that. And this point is very important, because Lord is going to emphasize that whenever this manual is not used, whenever this knowledge of how to live and this consciousness will go down, whenever there will be, we will see what is that dharma, whenever there will be glani, I will take avatar. So we saw avatar, vada. Last time we saw what are the different aspects of God based on two very clear parameters, that is the quality and the form. And from last session, we should not ask this question, what is God? Why God does? Why me? Because all these things are clear that actually God is formless, omniscient, omnipresent, but the same Brahman with his Maya Shakti becomes Ishwar, the same Ishwar becomes Avtara, the same Avtara becomes, the same Avtara is there in all in Chara and Achara. And we saw that is a difference between our philosophy and other philosophies, where other people do not believe that this world is having God. And that's the reason we worship even a stone, even a blade of grass, even a tree, river, water, sun, moon, everything. And Lord says that whenever this knowledge will go down, when there will be glani, So what is going to go down and what God is going to do? That is the next very, very famous verse of Mahabharata. And whenever this verse comes, we remember Mahendra Kapoor in Mahabharata, Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharata. And the tune in what he sings. And there he gives a very long thing on Sadhu Nam. And today we are going to destroy one myth, because everybody has one myth in our own mind. I am a good person. I am a sadhu person. If you ask, I am a sadhu person. I am a good person, I am a spiritual person. Today, actually, Guruji is very fond of this verse because it describes who is a sadhu. And that's the reason this question is also going to go, that why God is not taking care of me? Because God has told very clearly, Paritranaya sadhu nam. I will take care only of sadhus, not dushta people. No, but I am sadhu. No, but today we will see who is a sadhu. So today we are going to take these two verses and let us see we can complete these two verses, which are important, that why Lord comes, and we have seen in the last session for three reasons. First is Dharma Raksha, second is Marga Darshan, third is Sadhak Anugraha. So not only for Dharma Raksha Lord comes, and Lord can come in any form. Lord can come from within also. We saw different types of avatar. Leela avatar, Krida avatar, Ansha avatar, Purna avatar, Adhyatma avatar, Spurti avatar, different avatars are there. And we should not get surprised by these avatars, because we also take different avatars. Right now we have taken Sadhak avatar. After this Sadhak avatar is over, then in house Rudra avatar happens sometimes. Suddenly Narsimha comes out of Sadhak. Then when we go out, then we are very, very nice. In office, then we are a manager, damager, different avatar. So we also take different avatars. So Lord says, whatever I do, you also do. Don't get surprised that no, only I take avatar. You also take different avatar. Sometimes very, very nice avatar. Then we wonder, this person is so nice. Then the person, when we go home, they say, no, this person is not that quiet. He is very violent. Or that this person is very short-tempered. So different avatar, Rudra avatar, Durga avatar. So this avatar vada, it must be very clear. To conclude this topic, there is no difference between Brahman, Nirgun, Nirakara. There is no difference between Brahman and Ishvara, which is Guna but Nirvikara, no Akara. Then we have Saguna, Nirvikara, and then avatar is Saguna Sakara. And that's the reason when we worship a stone, when we worship a metal, when we worship glass, when we worship a pratima, when we worship pratik, we are actually worshipping that Brahman, that Ishwar. So as Pujya Gurudev says, we are not idol worshippers, which most of the religions claim us, blame us. We are ideal worshippers. In everybody's house, there is grandmother's, grandfather's photo who are no more. Then especially when children go abroad, for studies and after marriage, most of the houses have gone, there is their children's photo, because now the child has gone abroad. Children photo, their youth photo. Why? Because when we see that photo, we remember them. So this is a psychological concept that we worship a stone, metal, or a photo. Through that we remember. Remembrance is equal to love. Whatever we remember, there is love behind it. And now Lord is going to say that Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharata. So I come, I take birth. I don't send my son, I don't send my messenger. I only come. And Lord may say that, I am the master of all beings, I am the Lord of lords. But one thing Lord is slave of. Lord becomes helpless in one aspect, and that is sadhak's love. There Lord says that I become hatbal, I become helpless. Even one Prahlad calls, I come. Even one Dhruva calls, I will come. So that is the power of sadhak, that love is the power which attracts even God. God becomes helpless. So when there is decline in dharma and rise in unrighteousness, lawless disorder, inner and outer, I will come. Avatarati, avatar comes down, unique pointer of Hinduism. So this is a difference between our religion, Sanatana Dharma, and other religions, that we don't believe a son comes or a messenger comes, and that messenger is not the last one, but avatar comes anytime when there is disorder. And we will see that there are three kinds of it. In all three kinds, Lord will come. So avatar comes down for what? To make orderliness. Like Gurudev gives his example, if there is a small traffic jam, one constable will come. And actually today, if you see on the roads, wherever there is a traffic jam, they are not even police. They are given some kind of white dress people stand with, and then when one whistle is given and they regulate the traffic. They are not even employed by police, they are on contract. But they are able to manage. So if little bigger traffic jam happens, that police come. If bigger happens, inspector comes. Bigger happens, MLA might come, minister might come. So Lord says that if the car goes down, a small car mechanic can come and repair it if there is a disorder in the car. So if there is disorder in this world which is created by me, I might send a car mechanic, I might send a small contract policeman, but if there is a big one, then I will come myself. So logic is very clearly understood. Why I will come? So today we are going to take this very important factor, yada yadai dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. That factor which sustains, holds, unites, integrates oneness, that is dharma. So when will Lord come? When this factor goes down, glani, not disappears. So that factor which sustains the world, which holds the world, which unites the world, which integrates, there is oneness inside and outside both. This is very important. Then I will come. That factor which leads us to material prosperity and spiritual unfoldment, then I will come. When adharma starts increasing, what is adharma? That factor which destroys, divides, disintegrates, and difference is created within me and outside also. So very importantly, that Lord came to Hastinapur and in this war as Sarthi of Arjun, not to kill Duryodhan and Kauravas, but there was adharma increasing and the possibility of Duryodhan becoming the king and remaining the king for a long time would have destroyed the dharma. Because people were unhappy. When Praja is unhappy, how can Raja be happy? Then all this knowledge was going down because Duryodhan was not propagating this knowledge. Duryodhan was not protecting rishis and sadhus. And there was a danger that this knowledge could have gone down. So anytime this knowledge goes down, Lord says, I will come and create order. For that, if I have to become a charioteer also, I will become. So many people think, no, why Lord came into this fight to kill Kauravas? No, Kauravas was not, that was only nimitta matra. And after Arjun won the war, we have to read Mahabharata further, more than 1000 years, this lineage ruled and there was peace, material prosperity, spiritual unfoldment. Both. So that's the reason Lord says that I came and fought the war with you as a charioteer. But what is that factor? Okay, that factor which sustains, holds, unites, integrates, that factor which leads to material prosperity and spiritual unfoldment. Only when there is material prosperity can there be spiritual unfoldment. That we have to clearly understand. If there is too much of turmoil, where will the spiritual unfoldment Where will this lectures will be there? Where there will be this kind of sessions? Where earlier days sessions were held in forest. And the sadhus, Vishwamitra also came to Sri Ram and told, come to jungle and protect us. Not that he was not capable, but that is the dharma of Raja. Vishwamitra would have just done one sankalpa and all Rakshasas would have gone, but he told, no. He went to Dasharath Maharaj and told, Maharaj, I want your son to come to the forest because there is a lot of trouble. We are not able to learn. We are not able to conduct yajna. So you send your son. So then Ram was sent. But suppose Dasharath Maharaj would have refused. No. I will not send my son because he is too dear to me. But that is then adharma would have happened. So that factor which divides, disintegrates, creates difference. Now when we say this is in the within also, in family also, in society also, in our building also, in our country also, in the world also. Wherever suffering is equal to division. G.K. Krishnamurti says suffering is equal to division. Wherever there is division, separation, there will be suffering. Whether it is inside us or whether it is outside us. So dharma word is very important where we have to understand, because this verse is very popular. If somebody asks us, what is dharma? Dharma is that factor which sustains, holds, unites, integrates and creates oneness within and outside. That which creates material prosperity and spiritual unfoldment. That factor which destroys, that is adharma, which divides, destroys, disintegrates and creates a difference. But what is that factor? So now this factor we will discuss at 3 levels, because now this is the most popular verse. Even the entire Mahabharata Katha, when Mahendra Kapoor was singing, this was the verse he was telling. So now Guruji explains it very beautifully. What is a general dharma? And that is a beauty that we have all these masters to explain in simple words what is dharma. Most confusing word is dharma, swadharma. This is what Arjun forgot. And that is why this war is happening. It is only nimitta matra that Kauravas and Pandavas are nimitta matra. This is where the real reason where war was happening. So Guruji brings about a very beautiful point here to understand dharma at 3 levels. So what is general dharma when it goes down? So one question is very important we can ask. How do you want the other person to be with you in close relationship? Whether husband, wife, children, relatives, mother-in-law, father-in-law. How do you want your mother-in-law to be, father-in-law to be, husband to be, wife to be, friend to be, any person who is close in relationship with you? How do you want the other person to be? One quite important question. If this question we can ask people, how do you want the other person to be in office? How do you want other person to be in life? How do you want a life partner to be? How do you want your children to be? How do you want your relatives to be? Very important question to ask. So when this question is asked, many people say this, I want loving person. Then I want caring person. Then I want sharing person. Then I want a person to accept me as I am, not always finding faults. Then I want a person always forgiving me and not keeping that grudge. I want the person truthful to me. I want the person honest in relationship. I want the person humble, not very arrogant, because it's very difficult to stay with arrogant person. I want the person to be trustworthy. I want the person to be respectful. And all these qualities are very, very difficult. There is one saying, खुदा तो मिल जाता है पर इंसान नहीं मिलता. A person who has all these qualities is very difficult to get. So now when we want this kind of person in our life, just think about this 4, 5, 7 words what are written. These are the qualities we must develop, because when I say that I want the other person to be loving, caring, sharing, accepting, forgiving, truthful, honest, trustworthy, respectful, Nobody likes a person who is not displaying this quality. I have to also develop these qualities. So what is first level of dharma should not be arrogant, should not be cunning, should not harm me physically, emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, financially. Just imagine a person I'm staying with is constantly harming me at physical level, emotional level, intellectual level, spiritual level, financial level. Very difficult to stay with cunning, arrogant people. Very difficult to stay with a person who is not respectful towards me, not loving towards me, not caring towards me. Very, very difficult. Life becomes hell, torture. So the first level, when these values start going down, then Bhagwan says, I come. So first level, we have to understand that generally when this value starts going down, there is one person who comes and then starts building up these values. And among these, the most important, what Guruji says, is love. When love starts going down, Bhagwan says, I will come and re-establish love. Because one example what Guruji gives is that the child doesn't understand dharma, artha, kama, moksha, but child from day one understands love. The child knows the touch of the mother, the love of the mother, the love, touch and love of the father. Child doesn't understand any knowledge, Brahma Vidya nahi hai, usko kuch nahi hai, but child understands the language of love which has no words. So when love goes down, when caring goes down, all these values were going down in Hastinapur, and in the world, so Lord came. And this love, what Guruji mentioned is, we have to understand from the self-knowledge where Lord has given in the second chapter. That's the reason this is important. From the sense of oneness, where there is sense of oneness, there is love. Where there is no sense of oneness, there is no love. And the sense of oneness is from the knowledge point of view, which creates the feeling point of view. Without self-knowledge, the love, what we call, is not the real love, because I say, I love you. Actually, that sentence is challengeable, because I love myself when I am with you. And when there is no I, there is love. So that sense of love comes when that identification is there. That is a definition of love. And it comes with the self-knowledge, what is given in the second chapter, that self in me is a self in all. So all are in me only. So that is where Lord is bringing about this self-knowledge which creates love. No, I love people, but that is if at a certain level that I am man, you are women, I am this, I am that. It is related to family, it is related to religion, it is related to country. Lord is saying, no, I'm not talking about that love. I'm talking about love which is based on self-knowledge. The self in me is the self in all. And that's the reason only in our culture, in Sanatana Dharma, we say, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is one family. From this aspect. So this is a general factor. When it starts going down, value starts going down, the sense of oneness starts going down, love starts going down, then Bhagavan says, Yada Yadai Dharmasya. I will take birth. I will re-establish love. So we see nowadays so many saints. What are they spreading? Love only. Oneness only. Mata Amrutananda goes world over just to hug people, and the language of that is love. Love unites everything. So when love starts going down, one avatar will come. So what are the inside factors where it goes down? Gurudev has given a lot of commentary on this, that when there is personality disintegration happen, when my body, my breath, my mind, my intellect, my self-image all goes in different direction, it is called as a disintegrated personality. And what is the human dharma? Dharma is that which is sustained. So what is that sustainable dharma? My nature is Satchitananda. So whenever I start going away from my original nature, avatar will come, and then suddenly I will get attracted to this knowledge. So today on a Sunday morning, why are we sitting here? We should ask that what is prompting me to listen to this knowledge? What is that force? Was Duryodhan says that there is some force in me. Janami dharmam. Janami adharmam, he says. Nachame nivrutti, nachame pravrutti. I know what is dharma, I know what is adharma, but I don't have inclination towards it. So what is that force? So our real nature is not body, mind, intellect. My real nature is Satchit Ananda Swarup. So whenever I start going away from this nature, there will be avatarati. Bhagavan will come within. Ramana Maharshi says, the real Guru, the real God is sitting within and guiding us. Outside God is nimitta matra, temporary. The real guidance comes from within only. One person asked Ramana Maharshi whether really God has form or no. He told, depends upon you. What do you think about yourself? If you think you have a form, God has form. If you think you are not having form, God doesn't have form. You ask Ramana Maharshi anything, he will bring the conversation to you. So what is my real nature? My real nature is Satchidananda. So whenever I start going away from it, Bhagwan will come in some way. Bhagwan can come in dukkha form also, because after some dukkha person, no. I do not want rebirth. So much of dukkha. But our moksha definition is not mukti from rebirth, mukti from dukkha. And dukkha happens with identification. When identification goes, there is no birth, there is no rebirth. So moksha means Paramananda Prapti and Atyantik Dukkha Nivrutti. Those people who say, I do not want rebirth, maybe this birth is not very interesting. When Lord has created such beautiful world, it is for us to enjoy. The whole problem is that I am identified with my body, mind, intellect. So when all this kind of thing starts happening within, then this question starts bothering us for this spiritual sadhak. That who am I? Where was I before my birth? What will happen after death? What is the purpose of life? Why God created everything? Who is God? All these questions are coming from within only. So the personality integration starts happening. And the third factor is outside, which most of the people think. That law and order in the universe dealing with situations, people, nature, and objects, when there is a disorder starts happening in the world, because outside there are 4 things, inside there are 5 things. So basically we have to deal only with 9 things in life. Panchakosha within and outside 4 things. When suddenly there is a COVID pandemic coming from outside, we have to deal with inside and enhance our immunity. Now there is a lot of flood happening outside, so that is law and order has to come. So Bhagavan says, either of them will happen, I will take birth. And you will not know, I don't require to take birth all the time like Sri Ram and Sri Krishna. I can come in any form. I can take any form. Like next slide, we are going to see that Bhagavan can take even a donkey's form to test Eknath Maharaj. I think we know that story. That is going to come in the next, because who Lord comes and protects. So what declines is, whenever this declines, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. So whenever there is decline of love, sense of oneness, selflessness, values, this is general. Whenever there will be disintegration in the 5 personality, when the humanity starts becoming more and more extrovert, then I will take avatar. Whenever there is overall disorder in the universe outside, I will take avatar. So Bhagavan says, I will take avatar 3 times. When 3 dharma goes down. Three types of dharma. And Lord can take avatar from within also, in any form, no limitations. Not necessary that Sri Ram and Krishna has to come. It can come in any form, in a very ordinary form, and teach us. So Datta Guru says that 24 gurus I have. Because Lord only takes guru's form and then teaches us. How come suddenly we come in contact when this desire comes in us that I want to know, I want to know, I want to know. Suddenly, many people have told stories that suddenly they find someone or some organization where the inclination happens and they get tuned, and lot of doubts and questions go away. One has to think all the time that just imagine that how was I as a person before connection with this person or organization, and now what is my internal status, and my reactions and responses have changed. So who has guided? Lord only has guided. So Arjun, fight with feeling of oneness. Now this is where is the most important part of Mahabharata. Is telling Arjun, fight with feeling of oneness. How difficult it is to fight with someone with feeling of oneness. Fight with vision of oneness. Fight without anger. And fight as if you are doing your duty to protect dharma and serve me through the service of the world. Now this is the most difficult and important message what Lord is giving, and this is so difficult for us to even implement in day-to-day life. And that's the reason Arjun is again going to say, Bhagavan, it is very difficult. Because how to fight without anger? How to fight with one vision of oneness? Normally when we fight that I am different and you're different, I am right and you're wrong. And then Lord says that if you do this, then I will come and protect you. Paritranaya sadhunam. Sadhunam, Mahendra Kapoor says. But now we will come to an interesting pointer that who Lord protects. And that's the reason this myth should go, no, I am listening to this Bhagavad Gita, I am doing all these things, but why Lord is not protecting me? Why is giving me trouble? Because I may not be a good person. Because Lord has told, I will protect sadhus. And not two things I am going to do. I am going to protect sadhu and I am going to destroy dushta people. Vinash I will do. So that also we will see what kind of vinash Lord does. Not only kills people, he will kill something else also. So why Lord is going to take birth, or Lord takes birth yuge again and again is because of three things. When the general factor goes down, inside factor goes down, outside factor goes down. Values goes down, love goes down. A person starts becoming more and more extroverts and goes away from one's own nature, is not becoming introvert but becoming more extrovert. Something will happen and somebody will say, chalo, let us go to this discourse, and we will go, and then we get hooked onto it. Somebody will say something, some pamphlet will come, somewhere we will see, and then that is a nimitta matra, and then we start becoming introvert, or general factor which is outside. And if I follow dharma, dharma will protect me. And Lord is going to take care of sadhu. So who is a sadhu? Sadhu is, definition of sadhu is a good person. Now who is a good person is the discussion now for 2 minutes. Goodness means what? It is a very important question to ask. What is the meaning of goodness? And the myth and belief is that everybody thinks that I am a good person. Even those people who murder somebody, loot somebody, they say I am actually a good person, but I am, what should I do? I am helpless. What should I do? I am actually, originally I am a good person. And even their family members of a dacoit will say he is a good person only. So goodness means what? That is a fundamental question to be asked. Number one. Goodness means one who is good to someone, serves others as oneself, wishes well to even one who is bad to one or harms one. So one who is good to Someone, who is this someone? To all. One who serves others as oneself only. One who wishes, the third one is very important, one who wishes good to all, even though the person is harming me or the person is behaving badly with me. I say, Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. That is one of the best messages, best practice to follow, because this one question people ask many times, that what to do when this person is close to me in my life and is troubling me or is very arrogant and bad to me. This is a message that if I am consider myself as good person and the other person as bad person, the good person, the goodness means I always bless that person. So what practice I should do? I should take one photo of this person or bring this person's photo in my image in my mind and say, Bhagwan, aapko sadbuddhi de. You are troubling me. You are behaving badly with me. You are arrogant with me. You are cunning with me. You are doing all these kind of things with me, but I bless you. So morning, evening, before going to sleep, I must say, I bless this person. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May this person be happy, because once he becomes happy, then he will not trouble. But what we do, we curse this person or we tell bad about this. You know what happened? There is one person in everybody's life who is a troublemaker. Objects don't trouble us much, situations don't trouble us much. One person or two people in life are giving us trouble. So one of the best ways is to bless them. And we know that story that Sant Eknath Maharaj was going from, some one place where he took Ganga water in Kashi and he was going to Rameshwaram. In between, all people were walking and he saw one donkey, and donkey was dying out of heat in summer. So he took that Ganga Jal and poured in donkey's mouth, and all people that time told, what are you doing? This Lord will get angry because this Ganga Jal was supposed to be poured on Rameshwaram Shivlinga there. And Sant Eknath Maharaj told that, no, for me, this is Rameshwaram, this is Shiva only. And then they say that, there is a story that that donkey, after that water went inside, became Vitthal. We told, I was testing you that whether you have got that equanimity of. So what is the use of all these things? We must know that it must be equanimity. So that person is good when this particular bhava is there, feeling is there. Second, uses heart for others and head for oneself. Is a good person. I don't judge other person, but I empathize with other person. Normally we do opposite. I justify all my mistakes, and then somebody does mistakes, I say, no, you should not forgive this person. As Gurudev says that, suppose our own finger goes inside our eyes, our own tongue is bitten by our own teeth, we forgive. But if somebody else does, we say, no, why are you doing this to me? You should not be forgiven. You should be punished. So that person is a good person. So we must ask, after reading all these things, we realize that actually I'm not a good person. One who abides in path of righteousness, dharma, do not waver, is firm in knowing the purpose, that the purpose of life is realizing oneself, and then is firm and doesn't compromise. Guruji gives story of Raja Harishchandra. Vishwamitra came because he had gone to the forest. We know there are different versions. His samadhi was disturbed, and then he asked him a boon. He told, give me your Rajya. So Harishchandra Maharaj gave his Rajya, walked out his wife and son. Nothing. And then he told, okay, then you, after 1 month, I want more donation. He sold his wife, he sold his son. And then he then still more, he told, and he became slave of Vishwamitra. And then he was serving there, and then Vishwamitra and Lord Yama and Brahmaji, Vishnuji gave him darshan that we were testing him. So good people are tested. We are going to take up this topic later on goodness, one more topic, which Guruji's favorite topic is there. And There is a book also, Why Good People Suffer. That is going to come later on. But here we have to ask ourselves that what is goodness and whether I am a good person with this definition. One who is bearing one's sorrow quietly with a smiling face is a good person. Even though I am having trouble, I am sorrowful, I am having I don't keep talking about my trouble to other people constantly, telling all the time, you know what, my body is problem, my relationships are problem, finance is a problem, that is a problem. And then all the time I'm actually sharing to the world problems only. So who is a good person? One who quietly bears. Titiksha increases. We meet the person and doesn't know the person is going through all this trouble because has faith on God. That these troubles are given by God and will be taken away by God. What is my duty at this particular time? I must do. Otherwise, some people have got into habit of cribbing, complaining, blaming, and all the time with a constipated face, and then sharing sorrow, because without that, I will not get empathy, sympathy from people. Because if I don't share my problems, people must say, "Hey, bechara, acha person." Next line is coming. One who is lovingly honest and not frightened, not bechara. Bechara person is not a good person. Bechara person may be extremely cunning person and want to buy some sympathy, empathy, attention from other person. That's all. A good person is not bechara. Oh, bechara bhala admi. No, we should destroy this kind of sentence. One who is lovingly honest but not frightened. Not all the time cribbing, complaining about one's sorrow. One who is following the path quietly. Whatever is the path is not wavering. And one who is same to all people and blesses all internally. No, what can I do? Something is happening. I can bless. I can bring that person, bring that country, bring that society. Okay, loka samasta sukhino bhantu. Bhagwan unko bless karo. Dharmo rakshati rakshitah. Dharma protects those who protects it. If you go to CIF, Chinmaya International Foundation, where a lot of research happens, there is a Veda kept. On that Veda, you will find in that room, this sentence is, boldly written. Dharmo rakshati rakshitah. Dharma protects those, one who protects it. So if I am protecting this dharma, dharma will protect me. Lord will protect me if I am protecting. But if I am not protecting anything and then I expect Lord should protect me, Lord should take care of me. Lord says, why should I take care of you? Because you basically are not a sadhu person. You are a dushta person. And then dushta Vedanti also is, after spiritual knowledge, there can be another category called as dushta Vedanti. Guruji says there are some dushta Vedanti, spiritual dushta people. When they go to meet somebody, when somebody is hospital and somebody is not well, they will go and spiritual person will say, okay, don't worry, you are not the body, you are not the mind. Why are you worried? Who has the right to tell you are not the body? Ramana Maharshi can tell you are not the body because he is living, abiding in it. When somebody is suffering at mental level, why are you suffering and why are you getting angry? You are not the mind. You are the knower of the mind. Shift the paradigm from the known to knower. But something happens to me, then I will keep crying and cribbing. So when Lord comes as avatar, he will protect sadhus, number one. He will re-establish dharma, number two, and he will destroy evil. Now, this is also important. In what ways Lord will destroy evil? In two ways. If Lord cannot change the person's thinking, Lord will destroy the person only. Very important point to understand. If Lord finds that this person cannot be taught, first Lord Krishna went to Hastinapur told, Bhishma told, Yudhishthir, Dhritarashtra, told Duryodhan, Shakuni, Karna, everybody told, but they didn't listen. Before Sri Ram went to Lanka, Ravan was told by many people. He let go that women. Mandodari told, his brothers told, Sri Ram also told that still I will go back. Don't fight with me. But then Ram didn't listen. Ravan didn't listen. So then Lord does two things. This is very important. When he says, Vinash I will do. Because now we are analyzing this verse. I will protect sadhus and I will do vinash of dushta people. I will destroy two things. I will destroy the evil tendency like Ratnakar, or I will destroy the person only, Ravan. So they say that लोगों को मत मारो, लोगों की सोच को मारो. सोच को मारना चाहिए. सोच बदलो, सितारे बदल जाते हैं. नजर बदलो, नजारे बदल जाते हैं. कश्ती नहीं, दिशा बदलो, किनारे बदल जाते हैं. सोच, thinking. So Ratnakar also was equally evil. But then he was given mantra by Narad ji and he became a good person. His thinking got changed. Lord gave so many indications to Duryodhan and team and Ravan, but they didn't listen. So finally they had to kill both of them. So yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharat. And whenever dharma goes down, I will take birth. And you should know why I have taken birth. Henceforth, you should not ask again this question. No, but that is true. But why Ram sent Sita to Vanvas when she was pregnant? But then that is the purpose. They were knowing very clearly that they had to do Marga Darshan to people. They had to protect Dharma and they had to do Anugraha. Out of love, they did so many things and liberated so many souls. So Lord has mentioned again, which will revise next time, that we should know two things very clearly: the Janma and Karma of Lord, and at the same time of me also. Why I have taken Janma and what Karma I am doing. And Lord says, Lord is going to promise next verse that if you know Janma and Karma of me and yourself, then I will liberate you from very, very important point. Many people have one problem: how to overcome anger. How to overcome anger? And the Lord has given, if you know Janma and Karma, I will liberate you from anger, fear, attachment. Three things I will liberate you. So we must ask this question: what is the purpose of my birth? What is the karma, what I am doing? And then also of the Lord, and then this will happen. As in earlier days, every king had a guru. Today, that kind of pattern is missing. So Bharat is having challenge. Earlier, all the times the king was Kshatriya and he had a guru, sannyasi. And that is the time we had material prosperity and spiritual unfoldment to the highest. And one of the empire which ruled in Bharat, Desha, was Vijayanagar Empire. It is now not there in history also, but we have to today go back and see what is Vijayanagar Empire. It was created by Hakka Bukka. They were converted into Muslims, and there is one person who changed Hakka Bukka into kings, and one of the greatest kings of Bharat Desh, Vijayanagar Empire, and that person was Vidyaranya Swami. Why I am telling this? Because on 30th July, there is a show happening by Chick. youth of Chinmay Mission in Fine Art Society, Chembur. So I'm inviting all of you, don't miss. This is an excellent show which happened where 1,000 people attended in Vibhuti, and the report is excellent. And the same show is happening on 28th. Manisha will send you details in
29th at Birla Matoshri.
29th at Birla Matoshri and 30th in Fine Art Society, Chembur. These are very, very big auditoriums. I am inviting all of you. The details will be sent today by Manisha immediately. Please register your ticket ASAP, and this show should not be missed because this is a unique story. We should know our history. We should know what is Vidyaranyana Swami and how he created an empire which lasted for several hundred years, which had spread beyond Bharat also. So please book your ticket ASAP, whichever auditorium is closest to you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.